What is up, Wise Take? What a time to be alive. It's Monday night, and we just witnessed a classic in the NCAA Championship. I'm hanging out tonight with CashinDFS and a special guest, BobbyFi. BobbyFi from RotoGrinders, for those that don't know. Just an awesome night in sports in general. Happy to be hanging out with these guys, talking a little bit of NBA. But before we get into that, Bobby, why don't you introduce yourself, say what's up?
Yeah, man, it's good to be with you guys. I'm not used to doing a non-RG podcast, but it's really good to be here with you guys. And I'm happy. I love talking DFS with people who know what's up, and especially NBA DFS. So I'm really looking forward to this night, even though it's only a 4-game slate. I think we're gonna get through it and dive into some stuff and have a good time.
Yeah, dude, that's the same on this end. We're happy to have you. I was pumped. CK told me you hit him up to come on, and we were like, absolutely. I love talking to people from the industry. I've met the Siege and Tommy G, and it's just awesome meeting other people in this industry and helping it grow. This industry has been awesome to all of us, and we just wanted to keep going. So happy to have you on. And as always, we got Cash in DFS. I think he had a pretty good night tonight. What's going on? Oh, and Cash has not seen the national championship.
No, that's why I just took my headphones out.
He's a big Georgia fan. He has not seen the game. I told him it was one of the greatest games in college history, and that's about all much as I'll tell him. But so try not to let that go. But how's your night going so far, Cash?
I gotta know how you missed it. I gotta know how you missed the game.
Oh, I was at work and I turned off all notifications.
No, that's a tough one for me. I would have had a hard time missing this one. But hey, you get to watch it now.
Yes, I want to watch it. I don't want to know nothing that happens. So I turn off all notifications and I'm dead to the world. I started going over golf. I started breaking down the course. That's what I started doing.
I
I couldn't do it. CashinDFS is special, man. I know he put his mind to it, and there was no way he was gonna catch any of it. So I wouldn't ruin it for him. I definitely wouldn't do that.
I won't ruin it for you either.
No radio, no nothing. I'm just not here.
You're here, but you're not here.
You go exactly. Dark, like Jack Bauer.
But yeah, a lovely min cash night. Had a couple guys screw each one of my 3 lineups. So
what
next day?
AD injury?
AD was on 2 of them, and Big D was on 1 of them.
Yep, Giannis, LeBron. LeBron I had in my bus section of the cheat sheet, so I was proud about that. But a lot of busts. Oladipo, that game was a blowout. He didn't get there. And then we had some surprise performances, like Joval putting up over 40 tonight. Avery Bradley coming out of hibernation, going 8X on him. Bobby, you said you had a pretty good night, very, very close to something special. Who did you play tonight?
I mostly, I was all over the bowl. I played Eric Gordon, was my most taken player. I probably played him about 75% in a lot of tournaments. Just mostly smaller stuff. Didn't go crazy with the high buy-ins tonight. On a weird Monday, I just felt like it was a night to just get more exposure and not necessarily, I don't know. I didn't want to pin myself down to a few lineups, but I played a lot of Eric Gordon. I played a lot of Chris Dunn. I played a lot of Portis, obviously, which everybody did, and that game was helpful. But then I played DeAndre Jordan, was my second most taken player, so he had a big night.
Did you know it was DeAndre Jordan bobblehead night?
I did know it was DeAndre Jordan hot bobblehead night, but it was more about the fact that Blake wasn't going to be there. And
you think that it was more about that? Are you serious?
Against an Atlanta front line, look who you're match up with. Come on. So DeAndre Jordan, and then I thought Jokic and Green were a good pairing. So I had actually all those guys together.
Jokic, that was a very good play. That was a very sharp play.
I just thought at some point, this guy with that kind of upside, you can't ignore it. And we don't know exactly when it's going to come, but he's a guy I'm happy to just roster 25%, and then I'll take my losses when they happen. And when he hits big.
Yep. No, definitely. That's you want players that can hit big. But CashinDFS was in the chat talking about DeAndre as well right before lock. He also was on Tyrone. Tyrone. What's his last name?
Tyrone Wallace.
Tyrone Wallace.
I was on Wallace.
Wallace was the right play too.
He went 6X on FanDuel. I'll take that, but he could have went bigger.
I was hoping for more.
the thing that killed him was like people didn't play him and Evans together enough.
Yep.
You would have played him and Evans together, you'd be sitting pretty because you could have done whatever you wanted the rest of the way. Yep. And that was the way to go. I played a lot of Evans, but I didn't have them two in the same lineups very often. And Wallace could have easily had 30 fantasy points tonight. It just was totally game flow oriented. Yeah. He was playing well enough, all that stuff. It just was
he's a good ball player. Like, just got on the team, and like it looks like they're going to give him some minutes pretty consistently now.
Yep. Yeah, I would imagine. I can't imagine why they wouldn't.
Yeah. But at min price on FanDuel, I thought he was one of the best plays of the day. All three Clippers I thought were the best plays of the day. Him, Lou, and Jordan.
How did Lou finish?
He got like 39 or 40, something like that. 38,
right,
39.
So 5X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he started slow.
Valentine and Jordan were my two best.
Valentine. Yeah, Valentine was big.
Yeah, I had Valentine on all three teams.
Oh, nice, man.
Yep. All right, well, let's get into tomorrow. We got a 4-game slate. Little smaller for my liking. I'd rather play on DraftKings on a 4-game slate because you can get a little more different there. But, I like smaller slates. I don't love anything really over 10. Like, this is the perfect sizing. Just a little bit under the perfect sizing for me. And on DraftKings, I'll feel good. What do you think about 4-game slates, Bobby?
I do really well on short slates, but I prefer like 7, 8, but it's weird. For some reason this year I've had like my biggest wins on really, really giant slates because I feel like people get too scattered. But on this 4-game slate, like there's like some interesting options. There's some ways to go, and everybody always hates every slate. I'm not one of those people. Like, this is one of those slates where I can make the most work out of this, and we all are dealing with the same situation, the same constrictions. So we can make this work. Like this is a slate that I think I can get behind. Yeah,
you think you could find some edge in this slate?
I think so.
Gosh, what do you think? 4-game slate. You like that? Hate that? Where are you at?
I don't like under 5 really. I have 5 to 8. That's the wheelhouse. 5 to 8.
Yep. Not too much injury news. I think is vital. I think Dame Lillard's been ruled out already. That's good to know because I got burned with him on a scratch after lock yesterday. Orlando, Dallas, Sacramento, Lakers. I can't really think of any other injury news that's pertinent. You guys, anything you can think of?
I mean, just Sacramento
Kyle
on
Lowry.
back.
Sacramento on a back-to-back, so you don't know. And then Kyle Lowry, he got carried off in like the last minute of overtime. Hearing it was just a spasm though, but I'd be pretty surprised to see him back on the court tomorrow. But it's possible. But keep an eye out for that. Other than that, we'll jump in. We'll go game by game, and then we'll do a little position by position after. First game on the night. Bobby, I'll start with you. I got Miami Heat visiting the Toronto Raptors. 6.5 spread and a 208 over-under. What you think about this game, Bobby?
It's not like what would normally jump. I think the over-under is too low, first of all. I would bet the over in a heartbeat. Toronto's playing really, really fast in general. Brooklyn slowed him down, and Brooklyn's actually been playing really slow in general tonight. Toronto, especially at home, I expect to play a little bit faster. It's going to be interesting with whatever happens with Lowry. That's going to determine a huge portion of where I want to go in this game. Mm-hmm. But the initial thoughts are like, you just play Whiteside in tournaments. Like there's going to be that 50, 60 point game. I'd rather get it when he's 7,100 than when he's 9,200 or whatever, when he works his way back up, or 8,800, whatever it's going to be. Because right now, I think we can still buy early enough on him. And I think that he actually is more likely to get those 30 minutes. There were some fluky situations that happened in the previous games. And even if he only plays 28 minutes in this matchup, I still think he gets like 35 to 45. So Whiteside is my most interesting player. Obviously, if Lowry's out, you kind of have to play Wright, which is no problem. And even if Lowry's just banged up, like those are the obvious things. It just depends on what happens with Lowry. But my initial just mostly side.
Okay, what are the price tags on a guy like Delon Wright or DeMar DeRozan right now on DraftKings?
4,400 on DraftKings for Wright. For DeRozan, you got 8,300, which would become a really good play.
Chalk City if he's out, Lowry.
Exactly, if Lowry's out. But at the same time, like I think there's other places to go. This Toronto team, I've said it over and over again, they're actually like unusually deep, and they have a lot of guys who just sort of can fill roles. It's not ideal for fantasy. They're a better real life team than they are a fantasy team to try and pick on, and especially from the ancillary parts. But DeRozan would become the obvious chalk if Lowry's out, along with White. I still think Ibaka and guys like that who are really like taking more of more of a role in the offense, and I think it's something to look out for, but I don't know that I would agree with that if Lowry is indeed out, which I'm going to guess that he may be.
Yeah, no, I got to take a look at, the on-off tool, see what the usual is. But, I mean, Ibaka's a guy, over the last few weeks, I found myself telling Cash, he took the most shots on the team yesterday. I've never seen that happen. So, yeah, I think he is becoming more part of the offense. And at 5'9" on FanDuel, that's kind of interesting. Cash, what's your initial thoughts on this game?
And Cash don't give a shit unless he's playing a team that plays no defense. I play him against Brooklyn like I did today. I play him against Phoenix. But other than that, I don't play Serge Ibaka much.
Mm-hmm. And against Miami, they defend power forward pretty well.
Yeah, I think he's a P, personally.
I agree. I agree, not especially with who you're playing against, and it's not a coincidence that he has decent games against some of these other up-tempo teams.
Yeah.
But I just think it's important to watch trends, what they're doing. And with him in there, they are definitely trying to make a concerted effort to try and get him more open looks. That's the only thing that I'm watching that sort of has me questioning. And as good as Miami defends the 4 position, they don't just defend stretch fours all that well. There's more room for him to actually make shots from the outside. So I think that's actually a different way of looking at it, but I don't know. I'm not in love with it. It all is going to depend on Lowry being healthy or not, because that'll change my whole feeling. If Lowry's out, go ahead.
But if Lowry is out, don't you expect people to be clicking that? People's going to be clicking.
Yeah, I expect it to be incorrectly clicking on Ibaka more often.
Yeah, he'll be higher owned than you want to play Ibaka in a tournament.
Yes, and I would want to play him alongside Lowry, they're running these high screen pops for him specifically to either pop out for a 3 or a long jump shot, and I want to expose that. I don't know what they're going to do with Van Fleet and Wright running the show. I don't think it's going to be the same.
It could be different. It could definitely be different.
Yeah,
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if he's going to start. I think he's going to start Wright, but it could be either one of them.
Yeah, it could. It really could. He may keep Wright in the bench role there.
What about like you said, Wright be coming in for OG playing small forward.
Some 3, yeah. He has been playing some 3. What about Valanciunas? I mean, it's a back-to-back. We had a ceiling game in terms of minutes. We used to like centers against Whiteside. Is that something in play? I don't think so. I got to take a look at his price. But that's scary. That's scary to think he's going to go big back-to-back. But it could be a play. What do you guys, Bobby, what do you think about Valanciunas?
I'm not going to play Valanciunas in this spot, especially on the back-to-back. It's weird that they will never give this guy minutes.
It is.
Precious when he few extra minutes, play as well. But in general, that front line I trust as a whole. And until they are missing 2 pieces, I'm not going to be playing that front line a ton, with the exception of what I said about Ibaka. With Nogueira there and with Siakam, and even you can stretch out and play the 4. They just have a lot of pieces, and I just don't want to mess with it personally.
Yeah, Cash, you same boat? No Joval?
No. I love attacking centers against Whiteside, but on a back-to-back, no. But I was so pissed off. You could ask CK. Last night, when I seen he played 17 minutes and got 40 fantasy points, I wanted to kill somebody. After the show, I wanted to kill somebody. How does this guy not play? I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I know.
I just don't understand. It really pisses me off.
It's like Enes Kanter not closing games.
But I do like Whiteside on the other side, like you said. As soon as he gets those minutes, once he pops for 35 minutes, it's going to be a big game. It's
going to be a big game. And against Toronto, it's prime. I like that point. I'm going to have me some tomorrow. FanDuel, he's probably more expensive. 76. Wow, he's down. So yeah, both sites.
Yeah, he's not been playing. He hasn't got over 30 minutes since coming back. So that price just keeps coming down.
And Bobby says those are fluky. So maybe we catch all the things kind of go right, and he starts off hot. He's got like a double-double at halftime, and it's a close game. Like, I could see that. I could really see that. I like it. Anybody else on the Miami side? A Dragic, Tyler Johnson?
I mean, Dragic, I got to check his usage, but the usage before that New York game, it was like over 30. Five games in a row is over 30.
Yep.
So with no Lowry and with some Wright and from Van Fleet, I could go there, but I don't like that price particularly. What's his price on DK? 6'5"?
7.
7. Oh man, yeah, he's a much better player on FanDuel.
7 on DK.
6'7". 6'7".
Oh, 6'7". Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, it's a little much. Like again, it's not. I just don't feel the need to go to Miami in this spot. It's just going to depend on Lowry's health.
Yeah. Like, this is a game on a bigger slate I probably wouldn't even have much outside of Whiteside. But it's 4-game slate. We got to look at everything. Let's move on. Next game we got.
You'll have Wright or Van Fleet probably.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe even a Norm Powell might come into play for value.
I wish. I played Norm Powell a lot last year, but he's falling off a cliff. You don't even get minutes.
Yeah, there's too much depth, man, with that team. It's so deep.
Yep. Yeah, CJ Miles in the mix. Like, you just don't know. You don't know. It's definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Wright has moved ahead of him.
And Lowry may not even miss. Sure. Obviously, like, you could talk about a basketball slate, and then, in 4 hours, everything changes. So.
But I would bet, like, just watching him get carried off the court, that, like, we should assume Lowry's probably not playing.
Yes. That's how I'm assuming, too.
Yeah.
But it's the NBA. You never know.
Yep.
Moving on, we got the Portland Trailblazers visiting the OKC Thunder. We got the Thunder as 8.5-point favorites and a 205.5 over/under. Cash, I'll kick it to you. What do you like in this game? What you think?
Yeah, well, everything I saw, there was no way Dame was missing last game. And this asshole didn't play. And he didn't. That was not good for me. He was on one of my teams. But,
see what I mean, Bobby?
I like it.
Napier. Okay, give me all the Napier. I don't care what the ownership is.
Yep,
it should be 100.
What's his price?
I'm playing Napier 4.8.
Oh my God.
Against Russ? Yeah. I'll say I'm playing that.
Don't say against Russ. This is a different defensive team, but I agree with the 48 on FanDuel. On DraftKings, I'm all about the fade. Like, I can, on a 4-game slate, if you make a stand or you make a fade. And to me, the fade is so easily Napier in this spot.
What's his price?
He's 5,400. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. But let me just tell you, like, this team has not given up anything to the point guard position at all. Napier in the games out while he put up 28, 45, 35, and 36. San Antonio, we know they can get beat by guards right now. Philadelphia, obviously. Atlanta, obviously. And these are blowouts, too. And the Lakers. So you all of a sudden put the team that right now is actually, in the last 5 games, allowing the fewest points to the point guard position. I might be might be like an easy fade for me if he's over 50%. If he's 20%, that's a whole different story. But he's going to be 50%.
No way he's 20%.
Yeah. I think he's closer to 40, right?
He's going to be 50+% owned, is my guess. And
I agree.
That makes him fadeable. And just for lineup construction purposes as a tournament player, it just seems like a good spot to where I can avoid that. Westbrook actually has the highest rating of any player in the top 20 offensively in the NBA against the point guard position. The team as a whole has allowed the fewest, like I said, over the past 5 games to the point guard position, the fewest fantasy points. This is it's not
anything to do with like Ferguson starting lately. I mean, they had Roberson, who was good, but
it's the whole overall team defense. They're the best team defensively, or the second best. Is them and the Jazz with Gobert. Without Gobert, I think they are the best.
Good. Yep.
So I could actually see them like controlling this game. I'm not going to say bank on a blowout or anything like that, but I just don't think that he's necessarily the guy who can get them out of this spot. I don't know. It's like 5,400. He's probably going to get close to 30. I'm looking for ways to pivot off of the chalk. But I also can see a scenario where if he gets 20, you're killing it by just fading him. So
yeah, totally.
That's where I'm approaching this from.
I
could maybe fade him on DK. I will not fade him on FanDuel. I'm not going to fade him at 4.8.
I don't know. I mean, there's merit to both. It's harder on FanDuel. I can't make that decision just yet. I got to see what else is on this slate. Like, this is my literal first time looking at it. But
I'm going above the field.
He can go for 40. He can go for 40.
I'm going 100. He'll be on every team I make.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be making a whole bunch. I'll make 3 to 5. That's it. He'll be on every single one of them up. He'll be on every one.
Yeah, you either got to do that. You either got to go way over or way under. You really shouldn't play middle ownership on this kind of player.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What else, Cash? Anything else?
Is Roberson already announced out?
I'm pretty sure he's out. Let me check.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's listed out.
Yep.
So McCollum is a guy that I like to fade. Oh, see, man. I don't know. It's tough for me to say right now. He's been playing well. But this is a dude that I like to fade. What do I like? Can Ferguson stop him?
Man.
Oh man. See now, on Napier, I'll probably like if I was making my teams right now, I'd be overweight on Napier and I would be underweight on CJ. And that could kill me. I know, but I'll take the price decrease and hopefully CJ take ownership away from Napier. Maybe folks don't want to play on both.
Yeah, CJ's going to be chalky too. What's his DK price?
7,500 on DK.
Same
they
thing
will
on
both
FanDuel.
be chalk.
Yeah.
Chalk. And it's hard not to play either of them, even in a potential blowout. Like that's the only
on FanDuel, you're going to have so many Russ, Napier, McCollum, 3 man. Boom, like that. That's
Ferguson. People click on Ferguson too.
And DeRozan, like if Lowry's out, that's what you're going to have, and then you will have to think about Wright sneaking in there too. Wright or Napier double punt, but that seems like point guard tomorrow.
Like Abrinas only played 2 minutes last game.
yeah, they phased him out.
Ferguson got in foul trouble, but I think Ferguson's
shoot.
minutes go back up.
Yeah, Abrinas is a guy I'd never play ever.
No.
Yeah, it's
So
like a shooter can't shoot. What do you do?
Yeah.
The same with this other guy, Josh Hustis. I would rather lose. If he goes off, I'd rather lose. But Maurice Harkless, like this guy.
If he gets the minutes at
he's in and out of the rotations. Like he's min price again.
They could use him to guard PG-13. Like I could see him having a
no doubt
situation. It's in play.
Yes,
what do you think about him?
Sure.
Yeah, it's a good off the board play. Who won't get ownership is definitely Harkless. I also think that like you can make an argument for Aminu. I don't love it, but I'm just looking. We're looking at a 4-game slate here. It's just these are
the best matchup.
Yeah, probably. And
Melo.
McCollum he's gonna get a terrific defender no matter who he gets on him. Mm-hmm. Even though I want to play him because the usage should be high. If we're thinking about the most likely scenario, and I think OKC wins this game, I'm not gonna say they're gonna blow them away or whatever like that. I'm just gonna say they're gonna win it being controlled. I'd rather spend money on players in games that aren't like that. So I might look at a guy like Evan Turner at lower ownership and just hope he can get back to his 30 in whatever kind of time it is, down 10, down 20. That's what I'm mostly picturing this game like, and they're going to need offensive spark from somebody. I don't think Napier is the answer, so if I'm going to bet on someone else, I have to sort of play one of McCollum or Turner if I'm not going to play Napier as much.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, Cash, would you play Napier and McCollum together, or would you rather have just one, or could you play neither? Like, how do you approach that?
I would much rather have one. I don't think both of them is going to go out there and both go off for upside.
Yeah, what do you think, Bobby? Same thing?
Totally agree. Like, it would be a really, really weird circumstance against this team, this quality of defense. The only other guy that's worth mentioning is just because he's talented and he's in a terrible matchup against Adams, but it's just Nurkic. Like, somebody's going to have to put up fantasy points on this team.
Right.
And it's going to be one of, in my opinion, obviously Napier, but I'm trying to fade him, and Napier, McCollum, and Nurkic, and also I'm sorry, and Evan Turner. So honestly, my best play on Portland might be Evan Turner, just when you factor in ownership, price, and all things considered. I think that's probably where I'm leaning, even though I'm not like crazy about it.
Yep. I agree.
There's no way I could play Nurkic. First and foremost,
it'd be contrarian though.
I hate him. That's off top.
Why you hate him?
Because he's
been killing them all year.
You see all those good games? That's not me. All those 16s and 28s. Yeah. Dude got a 28 against Atlanta, you stupid. I can't do it against Adams. But I feel you. What's his price on DK?
He's $6,900. He's too expensive still, but like,
it's better than FanDuel.
Like, you're looking for different plays here. Like, what's he on FanDuel? Like 74?
75.
75, yeah.
Yep. It's tough. There's probably not a ton of upside in that price tag either. Yeah. But he'll definitely be low owned. Like, you're probably talking 5% on a 4-game slate.
That's where it's worth it.
Yeah, because if he can go for 50, he's done it. This is a tough spot. And then would you want him with either of the two guards? Because you can get some correlation through him. But, like, I think if I'm going to pair a Napier or a McCollum, I'd rather do it with Nurkic than one of those two.
Yeah, one of the guards and Nurkic instead of two guards, yeah.
Yeah, but really, I don't want to play too much Portland on this slate. Maybe a value play I'd feel more comfortable with.
Yeah, the only reason you're playing Portland is because the extra usage. It's a terrible matchup in every other way.
Yeah,
I like Mo because I think he's going to have to get onto the court for defensive purposes.
Harkless, yeah, that's an interesting call. Like, I kind of like that one as an off the board play. I wish we had more to spend up with the savings, but I totally agree that could be. He could easily put up 30 plus fantasy points in this matchup just because they're going to keep him out there for defense on PG-13 and even probably a little bit on Carmelo too.
Exactly.
And I think he's got some security in a blowout, like you're suggesting could happen, Bobby. Like, I think Harkless, they'll extend because they haven't really been playing him. That's like his last game. It was sort of a blowout, and he got extended minutes there. So, like, he's kind of safe either way, and he's so cheap. I don't see him hurting you tomorrow. I think I could play him as my only play from this game. That's like my only exposure and try and grab from the other 3 games. So he's definitely interesting, but we'll see. We'll see what else opens up and how these next 2 games look. We got Orlando, getting 6.5. Dallas is 6.5-point favorite with the over/under 214 going into Dallas. Bobby, I'll kick it to you. What you like in this game?
This probably is like the game you want to focus on a little bit.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but like, Dallas is playing much, much faster than they ever have before. So even though it's not like super fast, but over their past 10 games, they're in the upper half of the NBA, which is something we haven't really come accustomed to. I think you could play DSJ in tournaments, especially just because there is significant upside. What's weird is he's shown a pretty high floor even in these limited minutes that he's been getting, and he put up that triple-double within just 31 minutes. So it's not like he needs a ton of extra run.
And he's got the coolest field of matchups for point guards.
Exactly. And that's
Dallas ain't been much better against point guards.
No, I know. Yeah.
Thing, like, I don't mind running it back with Elf on the other side. Like, I have no problem with that. The only thing is, I'm guessing Simmons is going to come back tomorrow, and that should cut into some of his usage. So that's the only thing I'm a little bit worried about. But other than that, I think it's a bunch of you play a little bit of, if you're playing a bunch of tournaments, you play a little bit of guys like Matthews. You play a little bit of guys. Actually, maybe more than a little bit of Matthews.
He's been hot.
Yeah, maybe more than a little bit, just because the matchup too is really good. And
what price tag are you looking at?
He's 5,400 on DraftKings. Okay. Multi-guard small forward. Like, I think that it's a really good spot, like, for him to get. He's not going to get you more than 7x, but you don't need that on that 4-game slate. Like, you're talking about 4 to 7x, basically as a lock. Like, why would you not play this guy? So the more actually, like, just even say it out loud, he should probably be one of the core plays. He's a guy you should probably use in cash. I don't play cash much.
I thought of him in cash as you started talking about him. I was like, yeah, this sounds like a cash game play for sure. With tournament upside.
Yeah, he was playing great in the versus the Knicks too. He just disappeared in the second half. But the first half he was balling.
Yep. He has once every 6 to 8 games he can go for like over 30, and then usually he's just like between 25 and 30, pretty considered 20 and 25.
But I also see him as a hot and cold player. Like he'll go on hot streaks where he's playing well, like he is right now. Like what? 3 of the last 5 or 3 of the last 6, he has over 30.
Yep.
That's why the price is coming up too.
Yep. Who else? Barnes, Dirk. Who else are we looking at on the Dallas side?
Can't look at Dirk because
Maxi pad. Was it a maxi pad night?
The problem with Dirk is it's not a good matchup in terms of who he's going to have to run around and guard. I prefer him where he has to stay a little bit more stationary. I played a bunch of him against Chicago the other night because it's similar type of players. He doesn't have to overextend himself. Trying to match up with guys like Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Simmons, if they try and play small, it's just not going to work out well for him. If they want to try and put him on Biyombo, that's not going to work either. So I just don't see it as being a great Dirk spot, even though the matchup is fine, everything's fine for what he's going to have to do defensively, which should take him out of this game. I'd be more interested in moving down to a guy who everyone was on and jumped off of, like a guy like Dwight Powell, who probably will have to play some more minutes in this game and should end up with 20 to 30 fantasy points. That's more where I'm looking.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in hell Dirk Nowitzki with his walker can stay with Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, how's that going to happen?
0. And if they try to move him up to Biz will eat him.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see this as no Dirk Nowitzki game. Like he just said, Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell's athletic enough to be out there with Gordon.
Dwight Powell got me a 7 against the Knicks. It stung. It stung. But I'll definitely.
This is much better. This is a much better game for him.
He killed me the other night. But you know what? This is a really good spot for him, especially his low ownership at 3,800. Who would have thought that was possible when he was 25% owned on a 11-game, 10-game slate on Friday? Come on. This is a good spot.
Yep. I agree.
I love this game. I love Biz, man.
Bismack. 5-6 on FanDuel. He should have the end of his life here, right?
He should just dominate.
Double.
No. There's nobody to grab rebounds. Maxi Pad ain't grabbing no rebound away from him.
No.
Dirk Nowitzki can jump 2 inches off the floor. He ain't grabbing no rebound away from him. They don't play Nerlens Noel.
Yep. And this is why I want to play on DraftKings.
It's Measury. Measury's going to have to get on the court.
Measury's going to get some minutes. And this is why I want to play on DraftKings. Because I want to play Whiteside, and I want to play Biyombo, and I might play some Measury. What's going on? We freeze? Cash, you can hear me?
It cut out for a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Bobby, you cut out, but I think you're back.
Yeah, my bad.
It's all good, bro. I was just saying, I think I want to play on DraftKings because I want to play Whiteside, Biyombo, and maybe Measury at mint price, I would assume. Get 3 bigs. On FanDuel, you got to choose.
Yeah, this is a great rebound spot for Orlando. I totally agree with the Biyombo call. It's weird because he's not a guy at this price that I would ever thought I would be signing off on. But
he's a good ball player, man. Yeah. Vooch is so talented. He'll never take his job, but he's the perfect backup.
The only thing that
they're complete opposites. Vooch is offense and soft.
Yep.
Like a donut, and Biz is a beast. Biz is a chiseled machine. Dude is massive.
Yeah. And Bobby, Orlando's Cashin's favorite team. He's from Orlando, so he's got the inside on Orlando. If he's on Biz, I'm on Biz. No.
I like it. I'm with you though on this Biz thing. Dallas can't rebound. It's the only guy who Biz is gonna have to compete for rebounds with is Aaron Gordon, who's too expensive. So
his own teammate.
yeah, that's all you got. So other than that, it should be a good double-double on layaway basically for him. So you're looking at 30 fantasy points without even waking up, unless he gets in foul trouble, which we're not going to sit here and predict that. So
no,
good spot for him. I really like it.
What about on Orlando's side, a Fournier or Simmons coming back, assuming he plays? Because he just had back spasm. I think he's going to play. Either of those 2 guys in play, Cash?
I don't think for me. It would be Elf Payton, Bismack, or Gordon. I might even rather pay up for Gordon, but I don't want Fournier or Simmons really. I don't like really either one of them.
You agree, Bobby?
I could get behind Simmons because of the ownership possibility and play that the elf just has a bad game narrative.
Right.
Like he just does that every now and then. And Simmons sort of control the offense. So does Fournier a little bit. So they take away a little bit from each other. It'd be one or the other. You don't want to play a lot of these guys together. So I think that I'd play one of those three, but I'm leaning like Cash, like over there. Like I'm much more leaning towards Peyton than I am towards the others.
Yep, I agree.
Fournier has been struggling, man.
Yeah, he hasn't been right.
Yeah, and I would play like Elf and Simmons on different teams with the bigs. Like I don't think I'll pair them together because I think one would benefit from the other's demise, right?
Totally agree.
Yeah. But I could play the bigs with either of them. I could have a Simmons Ibaka, or I could have like an Elf Gordon, Elf Ibaka. I mean not Ibaka, Biyombo. Like I could do that. And then on the Dallas side, it sounds like we really want like the guards, like whether it's Matthews,
DSJ, Barea, Matthews.
What about like Harris? Is he getting minutes still, or is he just
his minutes? Oh, you talking about Devin Harris?
Devin Harris.
I was about to say Harrison. His minutes ain't going nowhere ever.
No. Yeah, I know Harrison, but he's like, I don't know. I don't know if there's a ton of upside in his price, but it is Orlando. Simmons is a good defender. I don't really want to go there, but if he was like last guy in my lineup, I probably wouldn't care too much.
I mean, he can get upside, but like he got upside last game. But that's like it's just guessing.
Yeah. And then what about the other point guard? They got a lot of guards. What's his name?
DSJ or Barea?
No. Another one. The little guy. He's mid-price.
Yogi. Yogi Bear.
I think he's like kind of phased out. Would need to be like a blowout. But what's he getting minute-wise? Like 20-ish?
Around 20 a game.
Yeah, just usage goes down because with all these
upside.
If Barea is on the court or DSJ, they're going to take over control entirely of the backcourt. Not to mention they try and still get looks for Dirk and all that in the front court. And Harrison Barnes is going to have his 9 isolation post-ups every game.
Yep.
For me, to me, this is like an awesome DSJ. Like I want to see what the ownership is on him. Make my final decision, but I don't know. He's the guy in this game. Like I think he crushes. This is just a perfect situation for him.
I don't think he'll be crazy high owned. There's Russ, Elf, Lowry, or his backups. Like we got one more game to get to. Napier on the slate. Like I don't think he's going to be too highly owned. Well, what's his price on DraftKings?
6,200, but it almost doesn't matter with price with him because he's going to put up near 30 fantasy points pretty much all the time. If he gets his 30 minutes, if you get 30 minutes or more, all of a sudden you go up to the 40, 50 range possibilities. And I'm all about DSJ's upside in this matchup on a kind of like a weak slate in terms of raw points. He's a guy that actually just like absolutely massacre value.
Yeah, man. I as much as I love JJ Barea, I wish he would get hurt. Like just a little injury, like for a couple of weeks, because I need this kid to be unleashed, man. Yeah, I'm tired of this mid 20 minutes, man. I'm tired of this.
Let's go Donovan Mitchell on them, Jesus.
Yeah,
that's what he is. He's that kind of player too. Like
exactly.
He's athletic. Like he'll probably win a slam dunk championship in his career. I think that's almost guaranteed.
Dude is a stud. How your Knicks passed him up like LeBron say, I have no idea. But dude is a stud.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. So, like, if you had to rank the 3 guards, Matthews, Barea, and DSJ, I'm guessing DSJ's first. Like, how did the other 2 shake out?
Matthews,
then JJ?
I think I agree.
Yeah.
Matthews is, I mean, if you're playing cash, Matthews is the safest. But, but if you're playing tournaments, DSJ is definitely the number 1 for me.
Matthews is a dude I really dislike. JJ is a dude I love, but I think this is a better Matthews spot.
Yeah. Oh, Matthews, yeah. Yep, and he could have some steal upside with the Magic. That's always existed.
It's true.
So it's just probably on the Maverick side, one of the guards or one of the value bigs, like a Mejri or a Powell, I think.
And Maxi Pad is going to explode for 45.
yeah, definitely. Maxi Pad and Dirk go for like 40 apiece. Last game, we got Sacramento visiting the Los Angeles Lakers. Not too long of a trip, I don't think, for Sacramento. Lakers are 6.5-point favorites and a 211.5 over/under. Cashin, what's your first thoughts here?
My first thoughts is what's going on with George Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first thought.
So he had his firstborn child or something, right?
No. He already has a kid. This is his second child. So that's why something is wrong. Like, something ain't normal. Because he wouldn't be missing. It's his second kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something ain't right.
Too many games, you're right. And right before this all happened, people forget that he was talking about, I didn't think this is what we were coming here for. We were supposed to be making a playoff push, all this nonsense. I don't know why he thought that, but, like, there was all this narrative going on, like, 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, and then he hasn't played since then. Having said that, though, like, if he plays...
It's a great spot.
Like, gotta play, man. Like, it's just too good of a spot with everybody else worn out because of all the minutes they've been eating up lately. So if he plays at 4,800, I think you gotta give him a look. So
George Hill, I have played all 4 of his last games at around the same price. He's got me a 14.2, a 12.2, a 16.1, and a 21.5. He's been killing me, but I agree. If he's playing, I'll probably play.
Like, if he makes half of his shots, and who knows what else they're going to do. Like, we have to wait on Sacramento because we don't really know. Like,
I know. He has Cashin tweets every day. Doesn't tweet a ton of stuff, but every day he tweets another new lineup from this coach. Every day Sacramento's lineup comes out.
Yeah,
every day.
It is lineup roulette. We don't know De'Aaron Fox, George Hill. I don't know who we're going to get.
De'Aaron Fox is going to be a fave for me.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pay the price. He can go off, of course. It's a great matchup, but I'm not going to be playing him. That'd be my fade.
So who you playing?
I agree, except for the Hill part, man. Like, what about if Hill doesn't play? There is a tiny bit of narrative that actually goes somewhere with this. Like, going back to
from UCLA, right?
No, he's Spurrier. He beat Lonzo and knocked us out of the tournament.
Yeah, he played at Kentucky.
And those things make enough of a difference. Like, throughout the course of a long season, to get a little bit extra up for it. With Fox, he's up for everything anyway, sort of. I actually think it's more of a Lonzo kind of a spot because of that. But I do believe in narratives throughout the course of an 82-game season because it's a grind, man. Like, these guys get worn down, and especially because people aren't going to play like a guy like Ball tomorrow. I'm going to be especially interested in looking at him.
Yeah, I like the narrative for Ball because Fox kicked his A.
Yep.
So I like the narrative for Ball. Fox, I'm just gonna fade. Was he popular today? That was an easy fade for me today. I just can't play this kid.
I think it was like 20-ish%. I honestly don't remember.
Because his upside, I mean, I don't even know if this kid can get over 35. So at 5'6", if he goes for 35, what I think is his upside, his complete upside, then I'll just live with that. I go to other plays. I just can't play this kid. At the beginning of the year, he was balling. That lasted about 2 weeks. Then he just fell off a cliff. Even with Hill out, I'm going to fade this guy.
I'd
rather go to Garrett Temple, who's probably going to screw me.
Who's been killing me.
He got 21 against the Spurs. 29
I think
minutes.
It was Bogdanovich night tonight, though, right?
It's all a mess, man. It's just fluky if he gets there anymore. Like, I was about Temple earlier in the year. I'm not anymore. I can see what they're doing now. They are trying to convert over to the youth movement a little bit.
Bogdanovich is the best player on this team. I'll say it every day the Kings play. Bogdanovich is the best player on this team.
But that doesn't mean anything. Like,
it doesn't. Not with this coach.
I think Willie Cauley-Stein is the best player on this team in real life. Like, I actually think Willie Cauley-Stein. But I agree that Bogdanovich would be the next guy I would grab.
The best wing player.
Yeah.
I loved Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yo, Willie Cauley-Stein is 7'5", man.
His price is way up. I can't do it.
This is like highs of his career, I think, right?
Can't do it.
I know, and he's probably going to continue to like just surpass value, like get you 5.5x or 6, because he's talented, man. Like, and this is a monster matchup for him. Like, this is like one of the best matchups you could have as a center, like outside of a few. So,
how much does Zebo play?
Just because he's 6,600 over here.
Wow, much better.
Oh my God, 1,000 less.
You can get over 40 from him so often here. Like, this is the nut matchup for him. This is it. There's not a better matchup. It's just about weird situations and foul trouble, and I'm not really all that worried about. Also, you might get like a late news, like Zach Randolph being out on the second of a back-to-back. I know he was already sitting out some games because of the dental stuff, but it's possible, or he might be limited minutes-wise. Willie Cauley-Stein's not going to be held back on a back-to-back.
No.
I think he's interesting.
If Randolph gets ruled out, then he gets chalky on DraftKings, but like this could also be a Randolph spot if the game stays close. Like you can get 40 from Randolph in this spot too. And then if Randolph is ruled out, then Scal becomes very popular, but they don't seem to want to give him enough minutes. But if they ever did, he got 28 versus Charlotte 3 games ago, and he went for 33, like under 5K. He's got the upside too in this exact matchup. Sacramento's probably.
It's got to be a blowout for him.
Yeah. You want to blow out. Sacramento's probably getting the biggest pace bump, points plus minus bump. Like I want a lot of Sacramento side tomorrow for sure. It's just which one, and it's like, if you were just entering like one lineup into like the $300 monster tomorrow, good luck. Like this is a day, in my opinion, to build like 6 to 10 lineups or something and have a bunch of different combinations of the spots you like, because you just don't know. You don't know with Sacramento what to expect. And then like on the Lakers side, there's, I think this is a fine Ingram spot, right? I think Ball's in play. What's going on with Randall and Brolo? Like, I wish Brolo never came back, and like Randall would get all the minutes.
Yeah, they moved Randall down to the power forward, and took Kuzma out.
Yep, but he's starting Randall. Yeah. He couldn't get on the court, and now he's starting.
Randall was gonna get 30 minutes. I would pay $1,000 more than any site's asking for him if he was gonna play 30 minutes. If you just locked him in, he's not gonna play 30 minutes. This just doesn't happen. Yeah. Actually, like you can't play him. It just sucks because the talent is there. He's going to go off in the minutes that he does play.
Yep.
But
you just pray that the minutes are down.
Yep.
He's 7-1 on FanDuel.
Been like that all year.
Yep.
7-1 on FanDuel. What's he on DraftKings?
On DraftKings, what is he at? I just cleared it out. He's 6-1.
And what's Brolo?
Brolo is interesting. He's not interesting. He's 46.
46. He's 5-1 on FanDuel. Like he's playing. He's probably a 20-minute a game player unless he's really hot.
Yeah, or unless they have to match up with some sort of weird, unusual size, which Sacramento has size, but not
Sacramento does have size. Yeah, not that like Randall can't handle.
Right. And if you look at Lopez has the most consistent stat line ever. He's just between 14 and 25 fantasy points every single night. It's not going to get much better or worse. That's pretty much it.
Yep. Yeah, probably not enough ceiling.
The thing that sucks about Randall on FanDuel is he's a center.
Yeah. Yep. At power forward, you could definitely play him.
Oh yeah, he's a center over there. Damn.
Is Kuzma's run over, or are we going to catch him at a discount? Because he was going for 40. Night after night after night, and then it just crashed to an end.
He's not starting anymore.
Yeah.
Man. I don't think that's what it is. As a Laker fan, I think they played in a blowout in their last 4 games. Every game has been a blowout, one way or the other. They blew out Atlanta, and they got blown out every other game.
Yep.
So when that happens, it does kill all of his upside. I don't think Kuzma's the answer. I think he's got upside all the time. It could even be Nance. They just have too many bodies up there. I'm more just look at it as a wash because of that. I don't think that it's impossible that Kuzma gets 40+ fantasy points tomorrow in what I think will be a close game. But I don't think that it's a guy who I want to bank on either, because to me, just as likely at 4,300, Nance could come out of nowhere and score 35 or 40. So I'm not going to jump on Kuzma when I could get Nance at 2,000 less.
What's your thoughts on Ingram and Caldwell Pope?
KCP. The price is fine, but it's just not gonna be there. Ingram is always a guy who I think you can play. If you're playing a bunch of tournaments, you can play him a little bit in everything because there is massive upside.
Yep.
But at the same time, he rarely shows it. It's not a good pace for him. I prefer him in up-pace games. Mm-hmm. I just think I'm going to look elsewhere probably other than Ingram. I think that Ball is probably my most interested Laker, and I think that as far as long shots go, I'm definitely most interested in I think that Nance is going to sound nuts to most people, but if he ends up getting 25 minutes, he's going to absolutely obliterate this value against a front line that can't match up with him from the outside.
phenomenal rebounding spot for Nance, and I think 20 to 25 minutes is fairly safe. So at 4-4 on FanDuel, I could definitely play that.
It really sucks when you really like a team, but you can't play any of them.
I know.
It's really sucks.
Yeah.
The only one I could play is Ball, really.
What about Jordan Clarkson, like my favorite Laker? Like probably the most dangerous, highest ceiling Laker, but it seems like he's like gonna be traded in a few weeks. Like they've just given up. Like, Bobby, what's up with Jordan Clarkson? You're a Lakers fan.
Well, in real life, he's not a good basketball player, so he's a really fun fantasy guy. He's a really good poor man's six-man version.
He's a Lou Williams Jr.
Yeah, he's a poor man's version of Lou Will. Poor man.
Very poor.
Yeah, and he's great for fantasy at times because he's trigger happy. He always wants to initiate everything, but they don't really want that out of him, and that's partly what the problem is. And that's why his minutes are being reduced, and they're going to keep being reduced. Yep. The only reason that they won't ever is if he gets really hot and they want to show him off for a game or two, because I do believe he'll be traded before the trade deadline. So,
do you think Jameel Wilson being signed today is any foreshadowing to maybe Randall's on his way out?
I think Randall is probably on his way out. I'm not sure that's the foreshadowing. I think Randall and Clarkson are the two people the Lakers know they need to trade, but I don't know that gives the sign away. I think that everybody knows these guys are sort of a little bit up for grabs, and they're great. You know, they could fit in well with certain other really, really good accomplished teams, but the Lakers need to just keep building with the main three pieces: Ball, Kuzma, and and Ingram, and then even going as far as to say Nance, but. I would get rid of these guys as fast as I could, and it sucks because I actually really like Randall's game.
Me too. I love Randall. Like I hope he gets traded and becomes like the star center somewhere, and I'll just play him like Boogie Cousins kind of.
Randall's the best player on this team. I've said it since training camp. Randall's the best player on this team, and Coach didn't freaking play him. Coach hates him, and that was the sign for me. Like. Right when he signed, I'm like, okay, they got 20 days. They got 2 10-day contracts to get him out of here. That was like, I was like, okay, they're trying to work this kid in, and Randall's 20 days, baby. Let's go. Send him somewhere he's going to play. That's all I care. Just send him somewhere he's going to get minutes. That's all I care.
So then maybe we do want to start jumping on Nance at low prices because he's probably part of the future, and he's going to get the run with, like, the starting five, like, eventually. You know what I mean? Like, they'll probably start closing games with him if he's going to be their guy.
No one will play him. He's locked for 20 minutes unless like it's a weird situation. Like, and it's really if he can get up close to 30 minutes, which he was earlier in the year a few times, and he put up a couple 40-point fantasy point games.
He has 40-point upside, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just a matter of him like getting hot at the right time. And I think this is the right kind of a matchup. Again, it's a small slate. I wouldn't be talking about this on a big slate, but on a small slate, you got to look for like weird edges that other people aren't looking at, and you could go pretty chalky and play a guy like Nance, and if he could 9-10x his price. There aren't that many guys in this slate who can do that.
I think he's the best matchup to go up against Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yep.
Personally,
agreed.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. So that kind of does it for the 4-game. Let's kind of run back through position by position. Just now that we've gotten a look, what our thoughts are position by position, and then we'll talk. I don't know, a little bit of strategy, and we'll get on out of here. So, Cash, favorite 3-point guards for tomorrow. What do you think? Like, who's the guys you're gravitating to on your first look?
Elfrid Payton, DSJ, and Napier.
Okay. Bobby, what about you?
DSJ, Hassan Whiteside, and
point guards.
I'm sorry, man. DSJ, I think he's the best 3 overall players. DSJ, Lonzo, and the third one is gonna be tough. For point guard, I guess I would go Peyton number 3.
Yeah. I think DSJ is a consensus for us. I'm gonna have some interest in Lonzo as well.
Westbrook just game is reasonably close is gonna put up 60 fantasy points. I think we just gloss over that, but
I think Westbrook I'm gonna have in a game where I do bring back some Portland and kind of like a stack situation. Like I think for Westbrook to go for like a ceiling game, it's definitely got to stay close. So like they don't want other pieces, but he on a 4-game slate sometimes for all points do matter, and he could easily outscore the next closest point guard by 20, 25 points. So, yep, definitely. What about shooting guard, Bobby? What's like the three that interest you the most so far?
Since DSJ qualifies on, I'm not going to use him, but he qualifies on DraftKings. I like Wes Matthews. I'm okay with taking a shot on McCollum just because I don't think he's going to be crazy owned. It's a bad matchup, but the usage should make up for the matchup. And then as a flyer, like, I don't know. Those are pretty much the only guys I'm using, but I guess you'd say like Evan Turner would be my other guy. I don't think it's the worst play in the world to play him at 4,300.
Okay. Cash, what about you?
I mean, I want to say DeRozan because I know Lowry's going to be out, but that's going to be chalk at 9-3.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And
I don't know.
If on DraftKings, it's going to be mega chalk.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But, damn.
Yeah, this is rough.
Wesley Matthews, CJ McCollum, and my boy, Terrence Ferguson.
Terrence Ferg. I like that. Just go value when they're on a ton of good plays. Hard for me right now. I can agree with the guys you guys mentioned. Buddy Hield is like a large field flyer kind of player that I definitely know myself and know he'll find at least his way onto one or two lineups, but don't know yet. That's a rough position. Small forward, Cash, what do you got here?
Oh wow. This position might be the worst. Oh.
Man, I'm glad I'm on the host side.
Maurice Harkless is my favorite.
I think so for me too.
And then probably Jonathan. No. Oh man, damn. I don't want to play. I don't want to play Paul George.
I know.
I would say Barnes. Barnes is gonna go get 30. Just mark it down. He's gonna get 30, and then Evan Turner.
Yep. Bobby.
Yeah, I would say the same. I would just substitute Matthews in for Barnes. Just because
the DraftKings advantage. But you can't play Matthews at shooting guard and small forward.
Don't you wish?
Yeah, I know. So I guess I would say Barnes like then too. Like raw points are going to matter, so I think that guys like Barnes and Westbrook are a little more valuable on this particular slate. But I just don't love Barnes getting. He's just not going to get above 35. He's nowhere much above it, if at all. Like he's going to be right in that 35 to 40 range, like he always is. And tomorrow that might be a good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm not playing Westbrook or stacking up that game, I don't mind Paul George for the same kind of reason, like just raw points. He could outscore this field. And then Maurice Harkless, I'm definitely interested. And Evan Turner, too. With Lillard out, his usage goes up. He gets some point guard run. His assists go up. So
if Randall wasn't starting, I would say Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like Ingram with Randall starting.
Yeah, I mean, Ingram's like an isolation guy. You like to play him without any like point guards because he doesn't really feed the assists. Like he gets the ball and creates for himself for the most part. But yeah, he's fine too. Especially like if you're not playing a ton of that game, he's a good like one-off from that game. But yeah, that's ugly too. Bobby, what about power forward? What do you like here? This is a little bit better position.
A little better. I do like Willie Cauley-Stein on DraftKings. I think at 66, he's very playable on the back-to-back. I think that Dwight Powell is the best value. I think that I think Dwight Powell is going to have a double-double. That would be like a bold call I would make tomorrow. Like this is a really, really good spot for him. I could just see him matching up with the athleticism of the front court in Orlando better than anyone else is going to. So it's either going to be him or Mejri. I'm going to bet my money on Powell because at least he can play 28 to 32 minutes if need be. And that's the guy I'm sort of looking at the most. And then if I had to pick one other guy, I think I would go down and maybe take Serge at 56, but it's more of a price-related thing. I'm not like in love with the play. It's either Serge or Biyombo. I have them really close.
Yep, I can get behind that. Cash, what about you?
It's the Dwight Powell number 1, Aaron Gordon number 2, even though I don't like the price. And then number 3 will probably be James Johnson.
Neck tat.
Yeah. I wish Kuzma.
I think I'm going to jump on the Larry Nance train here. And I like some Dwight Powell and then maybe some Zebo. So, one I'll keep an eye on. Won't know before lock, unfortunately. So that's risky on a back-to-back. I probably wouldn't do that on a main team or even like a secondary, but a little bit deeper, like something I have multi-entries into, I could see him sneaking onto. And I do like Gordon. He is just a little expensive, but if I'm going to have some Dallas, I'll probably run it back with some Alvin Gordon. Center, Bobby, close it out here. What do you like at center? I know you're going to say Hassan Whiteside. I like that call, but what else?
All the biz.
It's Whiteside by a mile, and then if after that, I'm going with Willie Cauley. Well, I guess I'm just looking at multi-position guys here, but I guess I would go with WCS or just back to Ibaka, man. Like I don't really have plays that I'm like crazy in love with at the position, so those are the guys I don't mind Biyombo. I think Biyombo makes a lot of sense. He's going to get a ton of boards. I'm curious about what the upside could be, but this is a night where raw points matter. So 30 fantasy points from Biyombo could be good. So the more I look at it,
what's Biyombo's price?
5,800 on DraftKings.
Okay. Yeah, it's about the same. Biyombo can put up 40 tomorrow. Like he can definitely get there. Like there's 5 block upside.
For sure. I totally agree. And there's 15 rebound plus upside. So I'm with it.
Build the team tomorrow and just remember the wise take sent you and said play Biyombo. I think it'll bring you good luck tomorrow.
Bismack Biyombo is putting up 38.9 tomorrow on FanDuel. 38.9.
I like
and
it.
I'll be all the biz. And if I made a team without biz, it would be Whiteside. All the biz.
Yep. I'm in agreement.
38.9. Write that down, Paul.
I'm writing it. 38.9. Yep. And I'm going to play him. So I'm going to play on both sites tomorrow because I want to play him and Whiteside on the same team and then mix up like another big like Powell or Nance. So I'm going to be playing on DraftKings. So that really kind of does it. Anything like Bob, you want to just give us like where your mindset is on this kind of slate? Like what's your process going into a 4-gamer? Are you playing higher dollar stuff? Are you mass entering small dollar? Like how are you going to approach the slate?
It depends on the slate. Usually for me tomorrow, I'll probably just enter. I'm actually traveling, but I'll probably enter a number of like, the 33s and then a bunch of like the $8 and smaller buy-in tournaments. I'm probably not going to go to like the 555s and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just because I don't feel dead set unless something changes and I feel like, I really have a line on this, then I might make a couple big ones. But right now, I feel like I like where I'm at, but I think that I want multiple exposure to different situations because there's a lot of variance and it's a weird 4-game slate where there's not a ton of there's value, but there's potential value, but there's not a lot to pay up for. So I don't know. I'm just treating it more as a MME kind of a day.
I agree with you. I think I said that when I was going through Sacramento. Like, it's just multiple avenues, multiple ways this slate can go, and I want to try and capture as much as that. What about you, Cash?
What I got to say is that I'm going to stack the hell out of Orlando, Dallas.
Hey, Bobby,
that's what I got to say.
In the chat, someone just said, Wise Take Nation, will BobbyFi be on the channel more often? It's awesome that he's on tonight, and it'd be great if he could do a cameo appearance on the Nation once in a while. I can't agree more.
Why not? I'm into it.
Thanks, Mr. Papa Giorgio. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. As I said, I love kicking it with other guys in the industry and getting some ideas off you guys and bouncing around different things. So I'm really happy you joined us. 4-game slate, Nation. I hope we gave you some good insight and catch us on the live stream tomorrow at 5:30 or maybe 6 o'clock. The time the slate start on a 4-game. Maybe it's a little later, but
7:30.
7:30, yeah. So it'll be around 6. Grab a day pass, jump in, hear what me, CK, and whoever else is on the live streams have to say. The Nation's been making money, the cheat sheets have been hitting, and it's just a fun thing to be a part of. So join us tomorrow, and we give thanks to Bobby for being here with us. If you're watching on YouTube, please give us thumbs up. Please hit that like button; it means a lot. If you're listening on Podbeam or on iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews, boost us up those rankings. For Bobby, for myself, for the entire Wise Take Nation, we are out of here.
You fade Westbrook on FanDuel, you can fit anything you want.